And that is Olympic Games today. Kim and Terry, I'll send it back down to you. What do you think about Grant and Al together?
I thought they were a great duo.
I know.
I loved it. Lots of fun. And
Thanks a lot, Lisa.
Hopefully he delivers the kiss for you, Lisa, to Al Roker. All right, it's time to tell you where our KSL Coca-Cola fan band is going to show up today. So get out your pen and paper.
There are going to be 3 Albertsons grocery stores out south, the one on 13th East and Draper Parkway in Draper. In Sandy, there's the one at 9400 South and 20th East, or Highland Drive. And then there's also the one at 7th East and 9400 South in Sandy. So that's where the Coca-Cola KSL fan van will be today. You can enter a drawing to win some Olympic tickets.
Okay, some high school kids from Twin Bridges, Montana have proven they could follow up their dreams all the way here to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, the senior class from Twin Bridges High temporarily put up in the homes of one of the students' grandparents. They realized the Salt Lake Olympics would come during their senior year, so they started laying out their plans a long time ago. To make it happen, they had to raise money, a lot of money. And with the town's support, nearly the entire senior class made the trip down here to Salt Lake. They've spent 3 days here now going to different Olympic events. It actually cost each one of them about $7,000, but that's something they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Those are some house guests, too. Did you see them all gathered in there?
Yeah. We'll see you again at noon.
Have a good morning.
Olympic Games Today has been brought to you by Visa and Samsung. It's not every 4 years, it's every day. Get inside the U.S. Olympic team with free gold medal pass email updates exclusively at USOlympicTeam.com.
Good morning, and oh, what a night. Out of nowhere, the bobsled team nobody noticed sails to gold and into the history books. On a roll, the speed skater nobody had counted on sets a world record on his way to the top. And on the ice, Michelle Kwan leaps into the lead with grace and style. For Team USA, 21 medals and counting today, Wednesday, February the 20th, 2002.
From NBC News, this is a special edition of Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer. Live from the 2002 Olympic Winter Games in Salt Lake City, Utah.
And as we look at the Olympic cauldron lighting the winter sky high above Salt Lake City, we welcome you to today on this Wednesday morning, everyone. Inside the Canyons Resort in Park City, I'm Katie Couric.
And I'm Matt Lauer. What a great night to be a couch potato, wasn't it?
Can I tell you, it was so exciting. Great television, great moments.
After every break, you come out and something else exciting happened at the bobsled track. History was made. The winning team includes the first black athlete ever to win a gold medal in an Olympic Winter Games. That's Vanetta Flowers. She'll be here with her partner, Jill Bakken, in just a few minutes.
Also, it was an emotional Derek Parra who became the first American double medal winner of these games, winning the 1,500-meter speed skating race in world record time. He'll be here, and so will the silver medal freewheeling aerialist, Joe Pack. You got to love that. Do you think his middle name is Six?
You know what the best thing about his story is? Park City, goes to high school here.
That's
he is
right.
a hometown kid,
guy.
And boy, were they rooting for him. The first night of figure skating is now in the books. It wasn't disappointing. The American women, led by Michelle Kwan, finished the short program in first, third, and fourth places. We're going to have highlights of those short programs and then get some expert analysis.
And if you thought I was crazy going 80 miles, actually 82, but who's counting an hour, in a bobsled, well, wait till you see my friend Matt slide down the icy track head first on a skeleton sled. You deserve a gold medal for bravery.
This is the wildest thing I have ever done, but also the coolest. If they'd have let me go 10 more times, I would have done it.
Wow.
There we go. Anyway, it was a great experience. Not to let my daredevil reputation go to waste, I'm going to go head-to-head on the slalom course today, one-on-one with Kevin Costner. I'm not going to go after an Olympic athlete. I'm going for Kevin Costner, and I'm going to let him win because he's an actor, fragile ego, that whole thing.
One-on-one with Kevin Costner. I'm like, why didn't I get that assignment? And where's the one place fans can't go at these Olympic Games? The Athletes Village. I took a little tour with a great group of gals from the women's hockey team, U.S. women's hockey team, and I'm going to let you all tag along. But first, let's get caught up on the medal count. Germany remains the leader of the pack with 28 medals. Team USA is second with an unprecedented 21, and Norway has an impressive 17 medals to its credits. More medals will be awarded today in skeleton, short and long track speed skating, and women's slalom.
All right, let's get started with a look at the highlights of a banner day for the U.S. NBC's David Bloom has the call on all of that. David, good morning.
Good morning, Matt. It was a banner day, and with those 21 medals so far, this is by far America's best ever Winter Olympic team. And its newest champions hail from all walks of American life. There were tears of joy, a radiant smile, an unexpected triumph, and another shot at gold. And on this memorable night, two historic firsts. Speed skater Derek Parra won the men's 1,500 meter in world record time, told wife Tiffany, "I love you," as the 31-year-old from Orlando became the first Mexican-American to win a gold medal at the Winter Olympics.
Out of all the crowd, I could see her face there, and it was really uplifting.
In bobsledding, American teammates Jill Bakken and Vanetta Flowers, racing at more than 80 miles per hour, were the surprising winners, as Flowers, a 28-year-old former track star from Birmingham, Alabama, became the first black athlete from any nation to win gold at the Winter Games.
Hopefully this will encourage other African Americans to give winter sports a try, because you only see a few, and so hopefully I'll give them the boost to do it.
And who might be America's next champions? The U.S. women's hockey team, after beating Sweden, plays a much-anticipated gold medal game against the Canadians tomorrow, on the same night that Michelle Kwan skates for gold. Kwan was buoyant and beaming last night and stands first heading into Thursday night's women's figure skating finale.
I did 8 elements. I saw the American flags waving. I was just like in awe. It's a good moment for me.
By the way, with people less worried about security, scalpers say that ticket demand and ticket prices are going way up. And the hottest ticket tonight is for a guy with 6 stitches in his thigh. American short track speed skater Apollo Ono. He could win gold tonight if he manages not to wipe out in the final turn. Matt?
All right, David, we'll talk more about that in a little while. Thank you very much. And now, here's Katie.
All right.
#1 Eyewitness News on KSL.
70s today and tomorrow, and then dry weather for next week. We'll stay in the 60s, it looks like, for next week, and a lot of sunshine down to the south. Lisa, pretty nice day for this afternoon.
Oh, no kidding. We'll just have to enjoy today. Thanks, Grant. Up next, we'll tell you where you can find our KSL Coca-Cola fan van, and also one of America's Olympic gold medalists got quite an interesting visit yesterday. Find out from whom next. Welcome back, everyone. Here's a look at the medal standings. Germany in first place, 32 medals. United States in second place with 30. Norway with 20 medals, and Austria number 4 with 15 medals. Flamboyant skier Bode Miller is the latest American to win his second medal of the Games. After his first run on the giant slalom, Bode was in 7th place, but he laid down a very fast run to grab his second silver medal of the Games. Miller was actually set to take the gold until the last skier, Austria's Steven Eberharder, stole it on his last run.
I like to win races. That's the whole idea. And if it takes going 100% to win, then I'll do that. And if it takes not going 100% to win, then I'll do that too. But today I really wanted to do as best I could, and that was what it was.
Bode Miller will go for a 3rd medal tomorrow in the men's slalom, which, by the way, is his best event. That is all for this very last edition of Olympic Games today. Kim and Terry, back to you.
Very last edition, that's
Yeah.
right. Well, we've enjoyed it, Lisa. Thanks.
Thanks very much. Well, it's time to tell you where our KSL-5 Coca-Cola fan van is going to show up today.
Yep, get out your pen and pepper. You know what I mean. Get something out to write with. There's going to be 3 Albertsons stores today. There'll be the Albertson stores at 80th West and 3500 South. That's out in Magna. Then there'll be the one at 1785 East Murray Holiday Road. And then it'll be at the Albertson store in the Fort Union area, the one at 70th South and 13th East. We don't know exactly what time, but you head on down there and you can enter a drawing to win tickets for the women's speed skating at the Olympic Oval, which will be held tomorrow afternoon. Good luck.
Okay, a distinguished guest from Indiana made a visit to gold medalist Tristan Gale for an important photo op.
Look at that. He's a gold medal doggy.
And he's only in 5th grade.
I said, Puppy, you're right up there.
You're looking at Rover, that stuffed little dog. Rover's photo with Tristan will be added to the others on Rover's website, and each documenting his experience at the Salt Lake Games. Students at an Indiana elementary school can check Rover's website every day to learn about geography, culture, government, and citizenship. And Rover travels the world, so he's kind of fun to follow. This is Rover's 4th Olympic Games. He's also visited the White House, the Kremlin, and the Great Wall of China.
Oh, Rover's better traveled than a lot of us.
He gets around.
We'll see you again at noon.
Olympic Games Today has been brought to you by Visa and Samsung. It's not every 4 years, it's every day. Get inside the U.S. Olympic team with free gold medal pass email updates exclusively at USOlympicTeam.com.
The dream is to be in the Olympics and get a gold medal. I can't wait for that to happen.
And it has. 8 years later, 16-year-old Sarah Hughes electrified the arena with the performance of a lifetime, skating with joy, power, and confidence. The high school junior from Great Neck, Long Island, is the women's figure skating gold medalist today, Friday, February the 22nd, 2002.
From NBC News, this is a special edition of Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer, live from the 2002 Olympic Winter Games in Salt Lake City, Utah.
And as we gaze at the Olympic cauldron for our last time, we welcome you to Today on this Friday morning, everyone. I'm Katie Couric.
And I'm Matt Lauer. I know you were there at the competition last night. Sarah Hughes was, what, in 4th place going into the free skate?
She was, and no one, as you know, Matt, expected her to grab the gold. And she was stunned when she herself heard the good news. Stunned and more than a little excited. It was a terrific night for Sarah Hughes, but for Michelle Kwan, who went into the final in 1st place and was the odds-on favorite to win. It was unfortunately not so gold, and she fell on a triple flip and wound up with the bronze. Meanwhile, Arina Slutskaya of Russia skated well, but in the view of the judges, only good enough for a silver. It was a dramatic ending to the marquee event here in Salt Lake. We're going to be talking with Sarah Hughes, the newly minted gold medalist, in a little while, and we'll get reaction to the fireworks on the ice from the silver medalists as well. Matt?
Katie also will welcome a pack of athletes who've made history here in Salt Lake City, some of the stars of the American squad. Over the last 2 weeks, Team USA has blasted through its old record of 13 medals in the Winter Games. The total now stands at a whopping 30 medals, and there are still 3 days of competition to go. Right now, Germany is still on top of the tote board with 32 total medals, and Norway is in 3rd with 20.
But first, we have a sad and sobering story to tell you. On Thursday, the State Department announced that Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl was murdered by the Islamic extremists who took him captive a month ago. NBC's Donna Friesen is in Karachi, Pakistan, with more on the story. Donna, good morning.
Good morning, Katie. Yes, a brutal end for a man described as a gentle soul. Pearl was executed by his captors who videotaped the gruesome event, then sent that tape to police. This morning, Pakistan's president has ordered a nationwide manhunt to find those responsible.
Daniel Pearl's execution has shocked the world. Just 38 years old, he was known as a smart, quiet, relentlessly curious reporter, silenced while trying to do his job. Killed by his captors who had lured him into a trap in Karachi, where he was working on stories about Islamic extremism and the alleged shoe bomber Richard Reed.
It makes a mockery of everything that Danny's kidnappers claim to believe in. They claim to be Pakistani nationalists, but their actions must surely bring shame to all true Pakistani patriots.
His death confirmed on an undated videotape delivered to Pakistani police. U.S. officials say it shows Pearl's captors killing him. President Bush said the perpetrators will not go unpunished.
We know that these crimes only hurt their cause and only deepen the resolve of the United States of America to rid the world of these agents of terror.
Married 2.5 years, Pearl's wife Marianne is expecting their first child, a boy, in May. Still in Karachi under tight security, the concern now is for the health of mother and unborn child.
Danny was a walking sunshine of truth, humor, friendship, and compassion. We grieve with the many who have known him in his life, and we weep for a world that must reckon with his death.
The prime suspect, British-born Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh, has confessed to the kidnapping in court, but was not under oath, and prosecutors say they'll need more evidence to convict him.
U.S. officials are exploring ways of extraditing Sheikh Omar. Under American law, killing an American as part of an act of terror is a crime punishable by death. Meanwhile, police are still searching for Daniel Pearl's body. Katie?
All right, Donna Fries. And Donna, thank you so much. While the Pearl family is just beginning to grapple with their loss, the U.S. is contemplating its response. Steve Emerson is an NBC terrorism analyst. Steve, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell us more about the kidnappers and now the killers of Daniel Pearl?
Well, the kidnappers, at least what we know right now, were at least affiliated, or at least the heads of a group called Jaish-e-Mohammed, a small radical Islamic party based out of Pakistan and linked to the Taliban and some of the Kashmiri-based groups as well. However, there are increasing suspicions that this was not just the product of a small group, that there may have been involvement with senior members of Pakistan's intelligence service, that is their ISI, leading members of the Bush administration to suspect that there was a much wider conspiracy in the kidnapping and now execution of Daniel Pearl.
Well, that makes it very difficult for the Bush administration in terms of a response. It's a much more delicate situation, is it not?
Well, it's much more delicate because it's not a very clear case of, it's not a very delineated case of culprits. The people involved, and one of whom is actually a Karachi police official, clearly are working hand in hand with one another inside government. This may have not been sanctioned by the ISI, just an element within that group seeking to undermine General Musharraf. And it's going to make very difficult the prosecution as announced by General Musharraf, and also the issue of trying to secure court-clad evidence that can be used in justifying the extradition of his killers to the United States.
What are some of the options for the United States in terms of a response?
Well, clearly, you know, a criminal prosecution is the #1 option being considered, which is the ensure that there is an indictment of the perpetrators, including 3 of those that are in prison today, and then seeking to find out whether they can find evidence against others who took part in this conspiracy. The latter part of proof is going to be very difficult. Then, of course, the Pakistani government is going to have to agree to extradition, that is, that they will not prosecute first and allow the U.S. to extradite. But there's also going to be another option, which is the use of some type of covert action by the United States to hunt down the killers and not allow this to be merely the terms of criminal justice. And that is something the U.S. has been considering since 9/11 in terms of aggressively mounting covert action against the killers of Americans.
And meanwhile, Steve, what does this portend for the future of Pakistan's President Pervez Musharraf and for U.S.-Pakistani relations?
This is going to be a basic effort, proving to be a basic effort to undermine General Musharraf, because one, if he doesn't crack down and really unravel the conspiracy, he will be thoroughly undermined. And if he does do that, he can be undermined by those that he exposes. So this is a real challenge to his tenureship there. As far as U.S.-Pakistan relations, the U.S. is going to demand, without any type of sympathy, that he fully expose the nature of this conspiracy, even if it goes to the very highest levels of the Pakistani intelligence authorities.
All right, Steve Emerson, a very sad story. Steve, thanks so much for talking with us this morning. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It is 7:08. Now here's Matt.
All right, Katie, thank you. Now to something a little lighter, Olympic action here in Salt Lake City. Americans painted the ice gold, silver, and bronze last night on 2 different rinks. NBC's David Bloom has a look at the dazzling drama. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. Last night's surprise winner, Sarah Hughes, definitely picked the right moment to perform what she called her greatest skate ever, landing 7 triple jumps, leaping from 4th to 1st. she thought she had no chance at gold. So she skated with a sense of freedom, abandon, and passion her rivals lacked. And then, one by one, the others faltered. Sasha Cohen.
Triple lats. Triple toes.
Michelle Kwan.
Toe slipped out again.
Irina Slutskaya.
Way forward on the landing there.
And so it was in the dressing room of Sarah Hughes and her coach that a cameraman broke the news.
You won. You won.
For the first time all night, she looked like a giddy 16-year-old kid from Great Neck, New York, whose picture had graced the cover of Time and who suddenly, unexpectedly, is an Olympic champion. Hours later, she was still pinching herself.
Sarah Hughes wins the Olympic gold medal. How does that sound to you?
Say it again.
Sarah Hughes wins the gold.
Yes.
But for those who love figure skating, this night could only be bittersweet. American Tim Gable wept as he watched his friend Michelle Kwan's 8-year quest for Olympic gold end in bronze. And there was a touch of sadness in the air when Kwan showed off a plastic gold medal she'd been given by 1976 gold medalist Dorothy Hamill.
This is the color medal I would have liked.
In other Olympic news, Team USA lost in the women's hockey final to Canada. American Apollo Ono will keep his gold after skating officials rejected a South Korean protest. And it appears that the Russians have no intention of making good on their threat to pull out of these games, though they insist their skaters, skiers, and hockey players have been treated disrespectfully and judged unfairly. But no one was complaining about the judging last night. Sarah Hughes did not have the longest resume. She was not the sentimental choice. She just picked a great night to have her greatest ever skate. Matt?
All right, David, thanks very much. We will talk to Sarah Hughes a little later live on this program. It's being